adventures, and wow, it's been a long day. I kind of forgot here. I've been just kind of zoning out, listening to music, and I thought, well, I better go ahead and go on. I'm running out of time. So we are on the live drive right now, and we are heading southbound on I-75. It's been a clear trip. I went through a couple of areas of rain, but nothing real bad, just little bits of rain. And I also really no slowdowns to speak of. It's been a great drive. This is the benefit of A, leaving really early. I left at 4 a.m. this morning. And B, driving on Sunday whenever possible. Going up wasn't bad, but coming back's even a lot better because there's been very little traffic. And I've been making great time. I'm running ahead of my ETA all day. And I should be arriving there at 2 o'clock, which is coming up in about 15 minutes. So there you go. I wanted to drop in for a minute and let everybody know that when I get home, I'm going to lay down. I'm going to take a nap. I always do this when I get home from driving 10 or 11 hours. I have to let the brain relax. So when I get home, even though it's going to be 2:30 in the afternoon by the time I get unloaded, I'll still take a shower, and I'll lay down and go to bed. And I'll probably sleep for 4 or 5 hours and get back up. And then I'll spend the evening and the overnight getting the studio back in order, getting all the lights put back up and all the cameras and everything all set back up the way they were. And then that way Monday night I can go back on the air. And that's basically the plan right now, is we'll be back on the air with the Sights and Sounds of Earth coming up on Monday night. Monday night will be our return to our regular schedule. I do need tonight in order to get the studio together and recuperate, but tomorrow night we will be on with a regular show. I can't wait to get back in and do it again. I love creating that show for you guys, and I miss it when I'm not there, kind of like I miss my cats. I also miss producing my radio show too. I can't wait till tomorrow till I can go in and produce that. All right, I guess there's 2 or 3 people in here. I don't get many people on these live drives, but I get it. It's just me talking in a bunch of highway. I get it. Like I said, we'll go back to our show that everybody does like, and that's the Sights and Sounds of Earth. Tomorrow night, we'll go back on at 9 p.m. Eastern. We did manage to work a couple of parks yesterday. We had an issue at one of the parks. I'm going to come on one night and do a show about that. That'll be my topic one night. Just, you know, you run into a power tripper with the government, you know how it is. And there was no parking spaces. They charged us $5 to get in, and then we get in there and there's nowhere to park. We drive up and down, there's nowhere to park. And there's about 10 other cars doing the same thing. Everybody's trolling for parking places. And everywhere we would stop, it was like, nope, this isn't good. And finally, I find a place to stop. I back in, I get everything all set. It's an access road that looks like nobody's drove up it for a year. And this woman that works there, she was in a truck that said the name of the place on it. She goes pulling up and she literally starts by screaming at us, "You gotta move right now, you know, so it's like, oh boy, here we go. So I tried to reason with her. She wouldn't reason with me, so I called her names. I do that sometimes, especially with the government. It is our First Amendment right to redress our government with our grievances. And boy, I had a grievance at that moment. Then she chased us around the park for a while and threatened to have us arrested and everything else. But anyway, other than that, like I said, I'll explain all that because it was kind of an interesting situation, and I'm going to be dealing with it with a formal complaint. But I'll tell you all about that later. Let's see what's going on. My FT710 still on the dashboard. I'll probably, when I get home, I will unload it and put it in the shack. And I'm probably going to be setting it up in the shack and doing some stuff with it in there, or at least keeping it in there. I'm not keeping it in the car because theft when I'm not using it is a concern. And also the heat of being up on the dashboard and being black is a concern. But also just the wear and tear on the thing, sitting up there, vibrating up and down the road. I don't want any of that. So anytime I'm going more than a day or so without using it, I'm taking it out of the car and I'm going to throw it in the air, in the shed, and I'm going to take off the hamstick, and I got a little black cap that goes on there. And I'm just going to cap that off so that it doesn't get any moisture down in it. And then that's that. That'll be what I do. And then when I'm ready to go again, I'll put that. I'll put whatever hamstick. He'd let me borrow 5 hamsticks. He's not using them. And I'm hoping to get my mini Tar Heel. I bought a mini Tar Heel. What that is, so you guys, if you don't know what a mini Tar Heel is, it's the term tar heel. It's a certain kind of HF antenna. In the old days, they're kind of like a screwdriver style antenna, where you had to go and adjust it up or adjust it down on a big coil. What's neat about it is you can adjust it. Mine, I think, goes from 80 down to 6 meters. So I can actually cover all these different bands with just one antenna. But here's the really cool part. I've already wired it in. I've got a switch here on my dashboard that actually makes it go up and down. It makes it go up and you can tune it into different frequencies. So I just have to find the right bolt to hold it on. It comes with a 2-inch stud. But it's a weird thread. It's like 3/4 24 or something. It's different thread. And so it's not standard machine thread, which is like 18, I think. It actually is a little bit finer than that. So anyway, that's what we've been dealing with. And I'm going to end up, when I get home, I'm going to order that part from the company. And that way I don't have to worry about it. And then when it comes in, I'll have the Tar Heel I can throw on the back. And now I can go to a park and I can run it up to 40 meters or run it down to 10 or do 12, whatever. In POTA, you do get extra credit for doing extra parts. Northport, next 2 exits. We're getting pretty close. About 38-minute ETA right now. About 40 miles away. This trip total for me is 700 miles. It takes me with two very minimal stops. I can do it in 10 hours. My ETA puts me under that by 3 minutes right now. So as long, and I do have plenty of fuel, so as long as we don't have any delays on the road, I'll make it in under 10 hours, which is probably could be close to a record for me. I don't drive as fast when my mom's in the car. But the truth is, I haven't really been going that fast today. It's been nice roads. I've been running about 80. I don't go much faster than that. I did get in a couple times south of Macon there. I got in with about 15 cars that were all doing 90. And I rode with them for a while. But I generally don't go that fast. Only if I get in with a big pack of cars. I saw a couple of sheriffs up in Georgia. I didn't see a single Georgia trooper all the way down, all the way out of Georgia. Not a single trooper. Saw 4 or 5 going up, but I didn't see anything coming down. And then I got into Florida so far. All I've seen is 2 troopers running radar, and that's it. I don't believe there's a direct correlation between how many tickets you write and how many fatalities there are on the road. And there's more and more people every day that are slowly coming around to this realization. What are these guys talking about?
Looking for check-ins. Anybody check in? Please do your call signs. Thank you. 73 Oscar 4, Foxtrot Train. Tiki Bodo, Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot X-ray, KO4, FX.
Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra Mobile.
Charlie, Quebec again. Kilo, Joe 9, Charlie Queen, Papa 5 and 9. Thank you, 73, QRZ.
Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra.
Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Fox Sierra 5 and 9.
Got you 5-8 on I-75 in South Florida.
Thank you, 73, QRZ.
There you go. Another park. I've been dialing around periodically today trying to grab a few quotas. There's some out today. Here, this is probably one here.
Jenny.
I thought I heard somebody there.
Nothing starting off in about 5 minutes. It's actually like India to that.
Kind of sounded like the opener for Chips. Anyway, let's see here. Let me see who's in the chat room. Hey, Junior. Hey, Carlotta. I'm almost home, Carlotta. That just saved me one more text I got to send when I get home. I'm about 32 minutes away. I'm going to be getting off the highway here before long. Yeah, I'm cruising all right. Been making good time today. The car's doing good. Everything's rolling right along here. I'm so tired I can hardly keep my eyes open. By the time I got everything ready, see, this is always the problem when you leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. I started getting everything ready last night, finishing up the dishes and wiping down the counters and putting all my laundry away, and I got everything all put in the car, everything loaded last night, and by the time I got done, it was after 10 o'clock. Well, I'm getting up at 3. So, I mean, best case scenario, if I dropped dead right there, it'd be 5 hours. It ended up being about 4 hours worth of sleep that I ended up getting. About 4 hours. And of course, I was wide awake 20 minutes before the alarm went off. And so, it went okay. But I'm very, very tired. So I've decided I'm going to go home, unload the car, say hi to all my kitty cats because I've been missing them like crazy. And I'm going to lay down and take a nap. And then get back up and put the studio back together. That's the plan. It takes, it's going to take me probably 2 or 3 hours to put the whole studio back together with everything. So. This is what I call inexplicable stopping. All it takes is too many people in an area and everybody just starts slowing down. It's called congestive delays, or there's different words for it, but that's why when you're going down the highway and traffic starts backing up and you're like, why the hell is traffic all backing up? I don't understand. And then a few minutes later you're going 80 miles an hour again and you never saw a reason for the traffic. It's because it's simply a human response to too many cars being too close together. Humans can't seem to handle it. Now, the closer you get to a big city like around Atlanta or even Tampa, the drivers seem to handle it, congestive crap, a lot better. But you get enough cars on the interstate all moving in the same direction, if it gets too thick, you'll get a congestive slowdown. It just simply means that psychologically everybody couldn't quite go the speed limit, and so everybody starts slowing down. It sucks when it happens. All right, 12 miles till we get off of this road. I'm sick of this road. Oh. Culver's and Arby's. I like Culver's. They got great food and they got wonderful service. But their prices are just crazy. I went in there a while back and ordered a 3-piece fish and fry dinner with no drink. And they looked me right in the eye and with a straight face charged me $21 and change. And when he rang it up, I told him, I said, you got that as just a single meal, right? Did I say something wrong? He goes, no, and he read it back to me. I'm like, and that's $21. Yeah, it sure is. Wow. I can still get that at Long John's for $11, but that's all right. There's certain restaurants that shot up in price. I'll tell you another one. Like, you can still go into KFC and usually get a deal on something, or or you can get that big party box or something. You can still do okay in KFC, but Popeyes has gotten off the chain on price. I get 3 chicken strips with a biscuit and a drink and 1 small side, and that's $15. And I'm like, do you know how cheap chicken is? I mean, it's literally chicken and batter fried in grease, and a biscuit and some mashed potatoes that don't cost nothing. And I don't know, man, some of these prices at these places have gone crazy. I stopped at Firehouse Subs on the way home and got me a sub. No chips, no nothing, just a sub, $15. 15 and change. It's a great sub. I enjoyed it, but man, what a steep ass price on a sub. I have a thing called restless leg syndrome, and yeah, it sucks. As a producer, I sit there through the entire show with my leg going 90 miles an hour, and for some reason, when you're sitting in a car seat, it's very hard to relieve the tension that way, because of the way the seat's designed and everything, and the way your legs are positioned. My legs don't bounce like they do when I'm producing. And so I end up, by the end of the trip, feeling like everything needs to stretch, but stretching doesn't help. It's kind of a weird thing that happens. See, here we go. See how tight this just got? And everybody slowed down. Everybody slowed down. We slowed down 12 miles an hour, just like that. Why? No reason. Other than there's a lot of people on this one piece of road right here. Now, once we all spread out a little bit, the speed will go back up. Oh, here we go. Maybe it's even worse. This will be congested. Yep, I can see up there. This is simply what happens is a lot of cars get stuck in a spot. What usually happens is you'll get some asshole in the fast lane that won't clear the fast lane, and nobody can get by him. It could be coming up right here, one of these vehicles in front of me here. Could be in the fast lane, going slow, and then everybody has to go in the slow lanes to get around him to get going again. And that screws up traffic really bad. They really should allow us to put those people into the wall. I think that it would help. And you don't have to do it very often, just every now and then. If someone doesn't clear the fast lane, put them in the wall. It makes the news. Next thing you know, people are getting out of the fast lane because they don't want to be put into the wall. But whatever. The biggest problem with driving is we always kowtow and cater and massage the Karens on the road instead of dealing with what the actual problem is. The problem on the road is we start talking about aggressive driving. Okay, aggressive driving. It's such a bad thing in this country. Truthfully, it's not that bad a thing in this country. That's one of these things that is way exaggerated. It's absolute. Go ahead, truck. It's way exaggerated. Are you gonna go? I'm letting you go. Okay, and kiss my ass. You know what? I tried. You're a dipshit. People get in there and they I don't think it's emphasized enough on driving tests and things like that you have to clear this left lane. This left lane is only for when you're passing. Now, I want to go faster than the guy in front of me so I can stay in the left lane all the way home. As long as I'm right on the ass of a car in front of me, and I want to go faster than the car in front of me is going, I can literally stay in this left lane. However, the moment there's no car in front of me, I need to then start looking for when I can clear that lane. Okay, and as soon as the lane next to me is not blocking me or whatever, I need to get out of that lane so faster traffic can pass me. That's the way it works. And people don't seem to understand that. Also, the law does not say yield to faster traffic as long as they're doing the speed limit. It doesn't say that. If you're doing 90 and a guy comes up behind you doing 100, you are required by law to yield that left lane to him. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. He's going faster than you. You have to clear the lane. The biggest problem on the road is road rage? No, it's not. The biggest problem on the road is the people that are causing the road rage. We always talk about the road ragers, okay? Oh, these road ragers, they're so terrible. Oh my God, they're just assholes, these assholes. Well, no, you know what? These assholes are just people that are trying to get to work, and you've got somebody in the left lane that won't clear the left lane. Looks like a box of Q-tips or something. And the truth is, clear the left lane. The problem is not the guy that's being aggressive driving. If everybody did what they were supposed to do, he wouldn't be aggressive driving right now. Therefore, I don't see him as being the problem. I see him as being the result of the problem. The problem is people blocking traffic and not being cooperative in traffic. People that don't understand slower traffic keep right. They don't understand passing lanes and things like that. This is where we have the problem.
Police reported ahead.
Uh-oh. Got the police up here. You know, it's probably what a lot of times, although I don't know if they're here today, yeah, they report these cars that sit here all the time, and it pisses me off. You know, I use Waze, which allows you to report police so that other people know where they're at. And what pisses me off is way over there on the left, if you can barely see it, there's a couple of those weight and tolls enforcement vehicles parked over there. They don't even do nothing with them anymore, but they're sitting there and they kind of look like cop cars. And so someone will hit that there's a cop sitting back there. And it's like, no, there's not. I do like Waze.
Lane to exit right to exit 158. County Road 762.
If you, yes, shut the fuck up. I tried to turn this thing off 3 times. Just shut up. Waze was 100% accurate today, with the exception of the cars that are at the way stations. If you take those 3 erroneous reports out, Waze was 100%. It told me about every single cop that I saw ahead of time. I knew about every single cop. Waze is one of the more powerful tools out there, and people don't even realize it exists. I try to let people know all the time, use Waze. Even if you don't report stuff, which I encourage you to, but let's say you don't feel safe doing it or whatever. They've got a new voice thing, you could try that. But let's say you don't report a thing. Your speed data is still given to it anonymously. So you're still benefiting the system just by having it turned on. Also, number 2, when you've got it turned on and it's on like that, you can hear what's going on, even if you don't contribute yourself. But I'm pretty active on it. I contribute, I confirm, I do all the different things. I think it's an amazing resource when you're traveling. Who would have thought that we would one day have a device that we all could share what we see on? You know, if you think about it, it's just another one of these devices where drivers all over the world are sharing what they're seeing out of their own windshield, basically. I'm going to come in a little hot on this light because it holds. This light hangs entirely too long, and there's a real good chance I'll still make it. Look at that. Rare. Yeah, buddy. That's knowing the lights right there. I think the sensor's broke, so it just holds on way too long. Woo! I'm tired, I'm hurting. Definitely gonna lay down when I get home. Yeah, but see, Junior, that's one of the things that gets me. I understand what you're saying, and if you're doing 5 over the speed limit and someone's tailgating you, shame on them. That's on them. And if you want to go slower, that's fine. That's between you and him. And I don't have a problem with that. However, when I'm already doing 5 or 10 over the speed limit and someone comes up behind me in the fast lane, being all impatient, blinking the lights and shit, that does aggravate me. Because we're already doing over the speed limit. I'm getting out of your way. I just need to get past this next vehicle and I'll be able to get out of your way. That kind of indignant shit will get me to do something stupid too. I'll slow down too if they piss me off. But that being said, as long as I don't harass people as long as they're at least doing the speed limit. Like this guy in front of me right now, we're barely doing the speed limit right now, but I'm not going to harass this guy. I'm not going to blink my lights or anything else because he's in traffic, I'm in traffic, it is what it is. Now, if this road opens up and becomes a wide open road and he's still doing under the speed limit, which right now he's doing the speed limit, actually he's doing a little over right now. If he was doing under the speed limit, I would be perfectly justified to flash my lights and say, get out of the way, dude. So, like I said, I agree with you with a caveat that as long as you're already doing over the speed limit and you're doing what you can to keep things moving, then I'm not going to harass you, and people shouldn't harass you. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too. If it's a multi-lane highway, the only lane you have to yield is the far left lane. That's it. All you have to do is yield the far left lane. All the other lanes are free game. You can use them however you want. So like here, there's only 2 lanes, but I'm in the passing lane. So I either need to pass this F-150 or I need to fall back behind him. That's my choice. Now, if I pass him, I'm going to be going a little faster than I really want to go, but he also is not keeping a steady speed, which is another thing that drives me nuts on the highway. I don't know why, but a lot of people have cruise control, but they don't use it. And I hate somebody that's having a text conversation, and when they're trying to get home because they're pissed at their wife or whatever, and every time she texts, they literally take their foot off the gas while they read the text, and then they stomp back down on the gas as soon as they're done reading the text. And they'll do this all the way down the road, and they don't even realize they're doing it consciously. It's kind of crazy. Now, there's no one behind me right now. So this is the other caveat. They won't write you a ticket for being in this lane if you're not being challenged. Okay, that's the other thing. You have to yield the lane to faster traffic, but you don't have to yield the lane to nobody. You know what I mean? I obviously prefer this lane, but I won't use it if I got somebody behind me. Man, that dump stinks. Is Fort Myers expensive? Well, it depends on how you look at it. I think it's median when it comes to things. I mean, houses are pretty high right now, rent's pretty high right now, but you can make a lot of money here. And you have to remember right off the bat, our taxes are much lower here. We have no state income tax. So if you're coming from a blue state where there's a state income tax, then you may think, well, things are a little expensive in Florida, but then remember, you're not paying that 7% or 6% state income tax. Most of our taxes are fairly inexpensive down here. $100,000 home with no homestead exemption is about $1,200 a year taxes. It's really not, and that includes garbage, that includes fire, that includes education, that includes everything. It even it includes forestry service. It also includes your hyacinth control district and also your mosquito control. All those things are wrapped into your property taxes. So you pay one bill and it's all done. And again, there is no state income tax. There is no county income tax. We pay a 7% sales tax, and then we pay federal income tax and property tax. And that's about it. We do pay tax like everyone else to get your driver's license. There's gas tax. But again, our gas tax is generally lower than the gas tax in most of your blue states. So it is a little bit relative, and I'm speaking in general terms. But the truth is yeah, I think it's cheaper to live here than in a lot of places, especially if you're in a big blue city, in a big blue state. It could actually be significantly cheaper to move here. People that live in Baltimore, people that live in, New York, for instance, people that live in Philadelphia, paying 50-60% taxes. That's crazy. Down here we're paying 35 or 40% taxes. So it matters where you live, because if you look at it, most of you that are paying a state income tax also pay a sales tax, and you also pay federal income tax, and you also pay property tax, and you're paying all of them. We're looking down here at a system where we're going to up our sales tax by 3%, and we're going to eliminate all residential property tax. You'll actually be able to own a house here for the rest of your life for free. It's something that the Republicans are big on down here, because it's felt like you don't actually really own your house, because you have to pay the tax on it every year or they take it from you. So you really don't own it. You're making payments to the government for it. And they want to truly make it to where you own your own home, where if you suddenly became poor, you could live there the rest of your life, and there would be no property taxes. There doesn't need to be that, especially on residential. You could still charge it on business if you wanted, but they're looking at a bunch of different plans. Actually, we're going to be voting on some stuff coming up. We'll see how it turns out. But yeah, research it. There's actually other states that do even slightly better than Florida, believe it or not. I looked it up the other day. There's actually some other states out there that are actually tax-wise cheaper than Florida. So, I mean, do your research. I'm not a show for Florida, trust me. The weather down here is terrible in the summer. But do your research. Apply what taxes you would need to pay. Are you retired? What taxes get charged for retirees in each state? There's things down here like over a certain age, you don't have to pay property taxes anymore. I think it's like 80 or 81 or something. You get a big discount again at 65 or something. You get the homestead, you get the widow adventure, the widower or widow reduction. There's a lot of different ones anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go because I'm almost home. I'll see you guys later. Everybody, I'm about 10 minutes away We're going to see you guys tomorrow night back at 9 p.m. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for our regular show, The Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian. Thanks for being here on the live drive. And everything returns to normal tomorrow night, I promise. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.